Welcome to virtual class. Students, we can see many objects around us. Battery, duster, textbook, board, walls, papers, mirror, bangles, etc. So, how we are able to see these objects? Now, I will do an activity. Now, can you see anything? Now we cannot see anything because it is dark. Now we are able to see because we have light. So this is the reason we are able to see the objects. Means light from torch. See, this is torch. It gives us light. When light falls on the light from the torch falls on any object, and light from the tube light, bulbs, electric bulbs, also natural light we get from moonlight, and in the daytime bright sunlight. The sunlight is the light, source of light. When the light falls on any object, we are able to see those objects. So the objects which emit out the light and we are able to see the objects and reflect back is said to be luminous body. Luminous body, the objects that emit out the light. Sun is the main source of light energy, that is natural, and also moon. Moon energy also has no own light, but it is reflected back from the sun. When sunlight falls on the moon, we are able to see the moon at night time. So likewise, all objects, when light falls on them, we are able to see those objects. So this is about light and how we get this light. This light is in the form of rays. So light emits from the luminous body in a straight line. You can see the light emits in the straight line. Then what about this shadow? So there are three kinds of objects which they allow or do not allow or can through pass them. Are three kinds. They are transparent, translucent and opaque. This is transparent object. We can see through this we can see the objects and from the other side. How? Because light can pass through this to the another side. Then we can see the other side of the objects. So such objects are transparent objects. Where are some objects? So this is also transparent. Where are some objects that do not pass through the light and they do not allow the light rays to pass through them, and we are not able to see the objects of the other side of the object. This one and this duster. These are called opaque objects. But there are some objects, they allow little light, small quantity of light through pass through them. They are translucent. Transparent, they allow the light to pass through them and we are able to see the objects through them. And opaque objects, the light rays do not pass through them and we are not able to see the objects through them. There are some objects in between the transparent and opaque. They are called translucent. The light passes partially through such objects. So these are translucent objects. Here is an object where light passes partially, not completely. So such objects are said to be translucent. These are the three types. Transparent, translucent, and opaque. So when the light do not pass through such objects of opaque objects, what happens? See, now there is light coming from the bulb, electric bulb. That light rays cannot pass through this, and one shadow is casted. See, like this. You can see clearly. This is called shadow, where the light rays cannot travel through the object. So like this, shadow is formed. You can see many variety of, you also do the activity to show many objects of the shadows. Look like dogs or cats or gun, forming many activities. Here is another activity, table 11.1 from the page number 108. Here objects, materials. They are pencil, robot, rubber ball and sheet of writing paper. What they show? View through the object, possible or not, and object is opaque or transparent or translucent. Pencil or chalk, this is not transparent, means you cannot view the object possible, fully, partially, not at all, not at all. So it is opaque. Pencil is also opaque. Rubber ball also, we cannot see through the rubber ball anything. And sheet of writing paper, suppose sheet of writing paper also, sheet of writing paper. Can you see here some light rays pass through it partially. So this is translucent. Not completely or not incompletely also, it is partially light rays pass through it. So this is translucent object. So this is what exactly are shadows. When you spread any sheet of paper, when you shed, see, here shadow is casted, shadow is formed on the board, you can see. Okay. You can identify the objects by looking at their shadow. Then what is the use of shadow? What is the importance of the shadow? Shadow gives us some information about the object, about their shapes, about their size. So this is how the shadow has the importance. Sometimes shadow can also mislead us about the shape of the other object. You also do this activity to show the different kinds of shadows forming your fingers. To form horse face, dogs, etc. birds. You also do and see the kinds of shadows, variety of shadows. Then what is this pinhole camera? Take a box, in that cuboidal box, in that make a pinhole camera, hole, small hole, and through which we can see the distant objects. Where the picture of the object we can see. So what it means, when we look through a mirror, this is the mirror. When we look from the mirror, we are able to see our face. Not only our face, other objects also can be seen. Other objects, trees, buildings, and all the objects can be seen on the mirror. This is called reflection of the mirror. From the reflection of the mirror, we can see how light rays pass through. Light rays pass in a straight line. Let us see one more example, one more activity to show light rays travel in straight line. So this is comb I have taken and battery. When I make the torch light to fall on the mirror, it reflects back and you can see the shadow of the comb clearly. It means light rays travel in straight line. Okay, this shows the light rays travel in a straight line. So these are called mirrors and reflections. Then what is reflection? When you look into the mirror and see our own face inside the mirror, the face we see in the mirror is said to be reflection, and other images of other objects also can be seen in the mirror is said to be reflection. So you also do this activity and see how the light rays travel. This is the activity to give us an idea about the manner in which light rays travel and give the reflected from the mirror. So this is about the light and how the shadows form and what are the reflections and what are the objects, three kinds of objects that depending upon the light travels through them or partially or do not pass through them. So this is the lesson, chapter number light, shadows and reflections. Let me summarize the lesson once again. Objects that do not allow the light rays to pass through them. I mean, objects do not allow light to pass through the objects is said to be opaque. How we are able to classify these as opaque, transparent and translucent? Depending upon the light rays to pass through them or do not pass through them. They are transparent, translucent and opaque. Transparent objects allow the light rays to pass through them and we are able to see the objects beyond the object. And translucent objects allow the light rays partially. It may look dull. Example, some scales, some plastic balls, some plastic boxes, window panes. Some window panes in houses we can see they are very useful to us because if they are transparent, the inside the house can be seen the people who are traveling outside, who are walking outside. But the opaque, or they are not opaque, I mean to say they are translucent. Window panes are translucent. They can allow the light rays to pass to them partially so that we can get the light rays inside the house, but also they do not allow the objects inside our house cannot be seen for the outside people. This is how the advantages of the translucent and transparent objects. Even the opaque objects also have more importance. Thank you. Have a nice time.